What's up, dude? Hey, man.
Okay.
We got a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, you got
Okay, we're just gonna talk for
I'm just
15
gonna-
minutes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like start stacking the chairs up. Don't
Cool.
mind me. Don't mind me.
Just want to make sure not to be in the way. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this installment of JJG and The Face. It's me, your favorite JJG, live from London, England, and we're here today with the face of sideshow, dance, and all things gorgeous and entertaining. We're here with the lovely Daniella D'Ville. Daniella, so good to see you.
Ah, it's great to see you too. It's been a long time coming.
It's been 8 years.
Yeah,
8
way too long.
You know, it's weird because social media makes it feel like, oh, I just saw her like last week.
Yeah.
8 years. And to do a little bit of bragging, if you guys have ever seen a picture of me or a video of the first time I came to London, England, it was with her. She's the one. She broke me in. It's like having your first love and getting reunited because she welcomed me in so well. I mean, I'm such a cheeseball for you.
You were so easy to welcome in.
Thank you. When I first got here, like, so in 2014, I met you at South Bank.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And you were working a comedy, not a comedy, a sideshow tent.
Sideshow tent, yeah.
Was it considered a tent?
Yeah.
It looked like a shipping container, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we still call it a sideshow tent, but yeah, it was like a proper built-in thing. I mean, it was there for quite a few months.
Okay, so I met her there, and as you all know, Eric, I love him to death, the Lizard Man. He's like, hey, this is Daniella D'Ville. And I get there, and even though I might as well have been a 15-year-old boy or a 14-year-old girl meeting Justin Bieber for the first time, she came up, and I was just like, poke with a stick, who is this hottie? And then she put a python around my neck. So I've always been emotionally attached to you, and it seems like we've done a good job of keeping in touch. You've been dominating the scene, not just here and everywhere else. If you were to tell the people what is it you do, because I've seen you do so many things, who are you as an artist and as an entertainer? Like, what do you do?
Well, I'm known for my danger stunts, but I guess over the years I've really developed on doing more and more because I do one thing, I get bored of that, I'm like, I need to learn something else. So now there's so many things I do. I do a lot of traditional sideshow, you know, I do the ladder of swords, the bed of nails, snake charming, human blockhead, razor blades following regurgitation. But more recently I developed a load of new acts during lockdown. I wanted to do something a bit more just light-hearted, silly, funny. So I've got a new act out at the moment where I've got three boobies. It's like a full latex top half I had made. And so I do like a crazy striptease with the 3 boobies. And then just when you think it's over and the finale is like, oh, there's 3. Then you hear the classical music come on. Da 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 da. Honk, 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 honk. Yeah. I got 3 honking titties.
That's I like it. You wasn't afraid to give away the goods. You're like, this is what happens. 3 boobies. And you know what? I guess you could know the end or the finale because with that, most people will show up. I want to show up. I've met you before, and I'm like, I want to see that.
Yeah, next time you're here, you're coming to see that act.
I will. So you have a background in dance, if I remember, correct?
Yeah, I was a trained dance for a lot of
pay
years.
attention.
Well done.
I paid attention. How did you make the transition? And we touched on this the last time, but how did you make the transition from dance into sideshow? Do you think they work well together? Is that a good marriage?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, I trained as a classical dancer, but there's a show over in the UK called The Circus of Horrors, and I was going to see this show since I was 12, and like I really looked up to these people. They were like rock stars to me. They were doing all the sideshow stuff. They travelled with a rock band as well, so all their sideshow stuff was done to a live rock band. It was so awesome. And so I graduated from dance college, went to 1 or 2 auditions, and I was looking going, there's 5 jobs going, there's 400 people lined up for these auditions. I thought, no, I need something, if I want to make it in entertainment, I need something, I need a niche, I need to be really unique. And I applied for Circus of Horrors just on a whim. I thought, never going to happen. And then, I started working with them straight away. So when I started with them, I was the girl in the bottle. So I was doing contortion, and they used to squash me into this tiny little jar that was 2 foot tall and 25 inches wide, I think. It was 18 inches wide. I can't remember that tiny little jar they used to squash me into. And and I used to do a bit of dancing and stuff for them. And then I started doing out the front of their freak show tent, started doing the spruiking or barking as it's known over here.
So so spruiking is what you've heard us make reference to, where you're trying to, is this fair to say, trying to lure or entice people into the show?
When you're trying to get the tickets out, you sort of tease them out the front of the tent, roll up, roll in, this is what's going on. And, don't walk by, you need to step in and see this,
I love how that's a go-to for us, to roll them up and roll them in. The show's about to begin. If you miss the show, it'll be a sin. All that stuff, yes. So you guys don't even understand how much I've been thrilled to see her. Before the camera was on, I was looking at her just like, she understands. She knows what we're talking about. We were bonding over this world of sideshow. As we know, I've graduated from comic to sideshow comic hybrid. So you, talking about spruiking, you've done all of that. You've worn all these hats.
Yeah, for a lot of years.
So we were talking about the thrill of it. You've done many a fringe. What is the fringe to you? Because they've heard what it is to me. What comes to mind when you think of fringe, or what is it?
Oh, it's just like the best adventure of your life. A fringe is such an emotional roller coaster. You'll have the best time of your life. You'll have the highest highs. Then you'll have a day where you have the lowest lows, and it's despair, and emotions are always high. You always you make the best friends that you've ever made in your life in such a short period of time, and you're going through this adventure together. Fringe is just the most magical time.
And when you're at Fringe, what is it that because we've never worked a Fringe together. We've probably been at one at the same time. We're not sure, that's still up for debate, because sometimes I drink alcohol. And I'm not saying you might be pure as the driven snow. I drink. What is it you do when you go to Fringe? What is your role? There may be many, but...
Yeah, there's usually, I'm a hustler. I'll take on as many roles as I can get. So I'm happy to do your sideshow shows, 20-minute shows, quick, bang, them out, bang, them out, bang, them out. I'm happy to do the theatre shows. I'm happy to be on the ticket box, taking the money, selling the tickets. I'm happy to be spruiking, barking out the front. I'm happy to be making candy floss on the candy floss stall. Whatever, I'm there to hustle.
And here's the thing. She was talking about the bang, 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 bang. It is, y'all. I'm telling you, right now when I run into her and we're having these conversations, I feel like I'm looking at a mirror with a prettier reflection, because she understands what it is, and the hustle is real. You see, but wouldn't you say you become more well-rounded as a result of it? Do you think you become, I feel, more indestructible?
Yeah, I definitely think you learn so much in a short space of time, especially about your performing as well. I feel like because you're doing so many shows a day, every day, suddenly you're, the longer you do an act, the more you develop it. You work out, there's a joke there I didn't see before, this could work, I can add that in. That all happens so quick, and how your act started at the start of the Fringe, it develops so quickly by the end. There's a lot to learn at the Fringe.
So correct me if I'm wrong, you had something to do with the Guinness Book of World Records somewhat recently, in the last couple of years?
Not for a little while, actually. I haven't set a new record for a while. I'm in the brand new book that just come out. There is a picture of me in there. But yeah, I haven't set a Guinness World Record for a while. I was thinking maybe it's time.
The pandemic, I'm not used to time. It could have been 8 years ago, it could have been a few years ago, but what were you doing on the Guinness Book of World Records?
I've got 7 Guinness World Records I've set now. That's
what I was trying to pull out. She's being humble. I'm all like, you did something with it. You're like, you got 7 effing records.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What's one of them? What is that like to pursue that avenue? And if you can't talk about all of it, that's cool. But what is it like to, as a human, to deal with the pressures of pursuing something so grand? I mean, a lot of people don't aim that high. That's a big effing mountain to climb.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it bad that I don't feel it as a pressure? I just see it as it's just some fun. It's like, hey, this is what I do in my show. Let's see if we can be the best at doing this.
No, that's not bad at all. It's probably why you can do it and others can't.
Yeah, I think if you don't set a record, so what? You tried. I mean, it usually does work out, but I don't feel the pressure of it. I just think, let's have a go at this. Let's just be crazy enough to try.
What's one of the records you have?
The most concrete blocks smashed on the stomach with a sledgehammer whilst laying on a bed of nails.
Did you hear that? The most concrete blocks, like cinder blocks?
Yeah.
laid on a person's stomach
Yeah.
and being smashed
Yep. On a sledgehammer.
with a sledgehammer
Whilst laying on a bed of nails.
whilst laying on a bed of nails. That's like construction 101. Do not do not try, do not pass go. Does your favorite thing change as time goes on? Like, is there like a bit that you're just like, that's fun, I can't wait to do that, and then like 3 weeks later or a month later, you're like, kind of tired of that?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. So I always will have a favourite act, and I'm like digging that act right now, and I want to do it all the time, and then I get bored of it, and then maybe I won't do it for a while, and then maybe 6 months I'll go back and be like, oh, I've not done that act for ages, and then I'm into it again. You need to be into it because the audience can feel it. If you're bored of an act, somehow it comes across, they're bored of it. You need to be excited about what you're doing.
How do you train? Now I'm all like, how do you train? Like, how do you get yourself conditioned? And you don't have to go into the details, but when you have a new act, when you perform it in front of people, there's a lot on the line. Especially if it's like sword swallowing, or I saw that you were balancing like some sort of long blade.
Yeah, sword and dagger balance. Yeah.
Sword. How do you prepare for that? Like, seriously, you don't have to give away any secrets, but what Olympians train to run fast.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of margin for error, even in preparation. Do you write notes, or do you watch video? I mean, what gets you ready to go?
I mean, I think every single act is different, but I kind of, in my head, I'll have like a list of bullet points, like, this is the first weight, maybe you just practiced holding the first sword, can I hold it dead straight up? And the next bit, can I try balancing a sword just for a second? Just a split second. And can I do it a bit longer? Can I take my hands away and slide into the splits? What can I do? Just those things, baby steps. And then once you're comfortable with one, let's push it a little bit further.
That sounds so intense. But that sounds like the right way to do it in anything. I kind of feel like baby steps, what is it? The fuck it. I tried to say something, it didn't happen. I just had a brain fart. I'm like,
it happens.
It does happen. That's awesome. Even my technology was like, dude, stop talking.
Yeah, it's just falling over at the brain fart.
That is awesome. What's next on the agenda for you? What's your next step?
Oh, I'm super busy at the moment, so I'm currently on a tour that's called An Evening of Burlesque, and we're booked in like all the biggest theatres right across the UK. So we've got like the top burlesque performers. I'm the variety act, so I don't do the burlesque, but I bring like the swords and the nails and the variety stuff. Also, I have a Friday night residency at the Phoenix Arts Club on Charing Cross Road. My favourite venue. Love it there. I love it. It's not always an easy venue because it's a small venue, and small venues, as you know, are always a little bit harder.
How do people find out about you? Not like the audience. Like, how do you come across approaching the business aspect? Because I know in my world the way it is, but I don't know your world that well. I mean, I know it a little bit. How do people seek out Daniella D'Ville and be like, dude, that girl has talent? How do they see you? Is it word of mouth, or is it just reputation?
It's a bit of everything. I mean, I've been doing it full time a long time now. I think about 13 odd years full time. So yeah, word of mouth is amazing. I get a bit of through my website. People come and see the website. They want to book her. Agents. Sometimes if there's a venue I want to work with or a production company, I'll email them videos and like, hey, fancy working with me. All avenues really.
What would you say to someone who there's a 17-year-old girl out there about to graduate from secondary school? Is it secondary school here?
Yeah.
And she says, I think I want to give Sideshow a go.
Okay.
Mama D'Ville, what do you have to say to this young up-and-coming talent?
Baby steps, like don't go and ram a sword down your throat or just ram a nail in your nose. Like, do research what your body's capable of doing. just all safety first, you know. Then I would say once you've decided which acts you want to do and you've trained them and you're like, I can do this, you've got to put it together and make it entertaining. You know, do you have a theme to your act? Is there a storyline in your act? Create an act, get it filmed. You need a good show reel, you need it on film. Always need a nice costume as well. And then advertise yourself. Look, these are some photos of me. This is a video of my act. Hire me.
That's solid. That is solid. So speaking of hiring her, where do the people find you if they want to know and support you in all your endeavors, or just they want to be like, oh my goodness, she's amazing, click like. Where do people find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I am on YouTube. I don't upload much.
I've started scrubbing my YouTube.
Yeah.
I started getting rid of a lot of it. Not this show, but it was personal stuff. So is it Daniella D'Ville, Daniella Martin? How do we find you?
Daniella D'Ville, and that's D'Ville with D''Ville. You can just Google it and everything will come up. Everything you want to find will come up.
Perfect. If you guys forget how to get a hold of her and you're just like, what was that woman who was on your thing, has the blonde hair? I was like, I'll tell you. Reach out to me and I'll be like, here's my homegirl, she's doing this. You forgot her name? I'll send it to you. We'll get it to you, Facebook, Instagram, the website, whatever you need to know. And I'm saying this and I know I'm kind of cheesing out a bunch. With someone like her on the show, this is a super pleasure. Like, I'm really, really tickled. We're gonna go watch a play right now.
Yeah, we're going to see Moulin Rouge.
We're gonna go see Moulin Rouge in London, in the UK. Like, live. Oh, and she just brought me to a cake shop. We're in a cake shop right now. What is this, the oldest cake shop or something?
Yeah, this is the oldest cake shop in the whole of London. It's been a cake shop since 1870.
That's right. That's right. Your boy's living pretty good here. I'm surrounded by talent. We're having a good time. Look her up. Support her. And until next time, on behalf of me and Daniella D'Ville, y'all rock the day. Rule the night.